Hello everyone, I am Rajeshwari. In the fourth day of our presentation, I will deal with the topic of ecofeminism. This is my academic information. So first, let's know what is ecofeminism. So ecofeminism, like the social movements, it has emerged from it both political activism and intellectual critique, bringing together feminism and environmentalism. So eco-criticism is comes a term from comes from the feminism. There is eco-criticism is already there and feminism is already there. Then when the both things are mixed up with each other and those the ecofeminist critics are tries to see the what is the role of women in the nature, and so this term is known as the ecofeminism. So ecofeminism describes the movement and philosophies that link feminism with ecology. Women and nature are also united through their shared history of oppression by a patriarchal society. As we all know, the woman has a double subaltern, we know, and the nature has a nature faces so many exploitation by the man. So they both have the same history of exploitation. As we it's now the term is combined and become the ecofeminism. So Woven is gives this term ecofeminism. So the term was coined by the French writer Françoise de Audubon, and in her book of 1947, this title is in the French, originally in French title, and in English there is the translation named Feminism or Death. So we can see this title is very significant itself, either feminism, either death. So this title itself shows this is the feminism is a very required thing for the women to survive in the society. So, ecofeminist theory asserts a feminist perspective of green politics that calls the an exhilarations collaborative society in which there is no one dominant, there is no one is dominant in group. If we are the idea of feminism, that doesn't mean to hate the male and the love the women, but this fight is for the equality, not to hate either this one or either that one. So there is the meaning that no one is the dominant group, all are as the equal in society. So there are two types of ecofeminist positions. One is radical ecofeminism, and another one is cultural ecofeminism. In the term radical ecofeminism, there is the focus, the deep connection between patriarchy and the dominating of the nature. And in the cultural ecofeminism, it's a response to the perception that woman and nature have been mutually associated with each other in the Western culture. As we all know, this term is coined not at the India, but is outside of India in West. So there are sometimes the word Western. It's also comes, but the theory we can also apply it over the Indian history and Indian culture as well as. So here are some binary oppositions. So the ecofeminism, the term is coined in 1974. So at that time, there is the second wave of feminism is comes. So this term is coined in the second wave of feminism, and at that time, this is a hierarchical problem in the male and female. So this is the quotation by very famous person who is his work is renowned in this theory. So Sherry Ortner's 1974 article named "Is Female to Male as Nature is to Culture?" So this is the article. It is very renowned article. Poses the problem that motivates many ecofeminisms, and author argued that cross-culturally and historically women as opposed to men have been seen as closer to nature because of their psychology, social roles, and philosophy. So as if we are seeing in the binary term, then male and female, culture and nature, reason and emotion, mind and body. So this is the binary differences in culture, and we all have seen this type of differences. So here is the I have find this is from one book. So women bring forth life from their bodies, undergoing the pleasures, pain, and stigma attached to menstruation, pregnancy, childbirth, and nursing, while men's psychology leaves them freer to travel, hunt, conduct warfare, and engage in public affairs. So here we can say the culturally men have some different kind of works, and women have some different kind of works as according to their body structure. So the women have the assigned greater emotional capacities with greater ties to the particular person and present than men, who are viewed as more rational and objective with a greater capacity for abstract thinking. So this is the bringing up the differences in the both gender that leads this kind of situation. So, ecofeminism challenges traditional environmental law. As we have in the first wave of feminism, there is the need of basic rights for women, and in the second wave, there is this when these terms also add in the eco-criticism and feminism. So, nature as mother, as we all know, we called nature as our mother. We have our home motherland, and so we are not addressing land as our father, but we are addressing land our mother. Why we are doing this? So there are some similarities between this, as a mother or a woman is nurturing the person and the society. In the same way, the nature has give us some crops and other things to nurturing the people in the form of agriculture and the reproduction. As the women have ability to reproduce the child, in the same way the nature has the producing the crop in agriculture, plants, trees, and that. So the reproductions are the similarities in between this. Owning by generally the land is owning by women. After the some changes are in laws, there may be the differences are there, but the majority situation is the land is owning by men, and also the women is generally known the women is also owning by. I mean, here the owning means in the patriarchal term, they feel the women is our property, and the land is as well as the property itself. So this is the some similarities, and those similarities are challenged in ecofeminism term. And the Indian ecofeminist discourse, the Vandana Shiva is the major and a global ecofeminist person from the India. She is uh, environmental activist and worked about this all kind of things, and she is writing Staying Alive. And another he has sorry she has produced another work with the collaboration of other writers as well. As so, feminist activists fighting for environmental justice, including figures like Vandana Shiva, emphasizes that women and children are especially susceptible to the harmful effects of environmental hazards, as women are affected by the things a lot. In the same way, children are also affected by this type of dynamics a lot. So, feature both mother and the child to underscore these points. And the universality of female subordination. So we can see the female are suppressed universally, not even in that country or this country, but we can see in everywhere there is the suppression of women in everything. So I have taken this content from one this Shelley Ortner's one article. So here it's given. What do I mean? It's that is talked by the person which is the article from them. What do I mean when I say that everywhere, in every known culture, women are considered in the same degree inferior to men? First of all, I must stress that I am talking about cultural evolution. I am saying that each culture, in its own way and on its own terms, makes this evolution. But what would constitute evidence that particular culture considered women inferior? So here, this is the 3 points are giving to as evidence. So, element of cultural ideology, symbolic devices, and social structural arrangements that exclude women from participation in or contact with the same realm in which the highest powers of the society are felt to reside. So, the concept is the women's are subordination in the everywhere and the every corner of the earth. So here are some examples. In a Chipko movement is happening in 1974 in India. So the Chipko movement is a prominent environmental movement within the context of ecofeminism. If we are referring ecofeminism at that time, this example should become that. The Chipko movement involved local communities, primarily women, and the embracing trees to prevent deforestation. So here we can see the women's are now being taking part of this kind of movement and andolans. So there will the women's herself may be affected because of this deforesting things. The movement drew attention to the interconnection of environment and women's issue, highlighting how women were often the most directly affected by deforestation and its consequences, such as the loss of clean water and livelihoods. And when we are referring Chipko movement at that time, the historical context is very important. So, however, many people are don't know the this originally Chipko movement dates back to the 18th century and was started by Rajasthan's Bisnoi community. As we all know, the Bisnoi peoples are they are the worshipper of nature, and they are very actively participating in this such a kind of things. And few years back there is also the controversy between the Salman Khan and this Bisnoi people. So they are activists about the nature and this kind of things. So here is a photograph, and at the in 2018, Google was make doodle to celebrate 45th year of this anniversary, 45th anniversary of this Chipko movement, and beneath there is the those who are participated in this movement. So here is the example of the advertisement. So commonly mass media tends to use female imagery when portraying nature. Generally, when the people are dealing with the mass media things at that time, they focus on the some popular things. If these things are very cheap to cheap to tell the people and show off, but the popularity its main concern to for the mass media. So on the consequences level of memory, people readily embrace images that are easily accessible at the forefront of their minds, as we have our mindset are already set as the nature is our mother. So if this kind of poster is comes out, then people are generally not questioning why the Mamta Banerjee, who is the political person at the good level, and there is in the advertisement of the state government. So why these things her face is used to display in this advertisement? We are just accepting that this as nature is our mother, so no one has any problem with this kind of advertisement. and that is the reason that the political newspaper print advertisement gets accepted without any questions. As Vandana Shiva said, there is the women and children, the both are uses in a way. Sometimes in some advertisement, children are also using as women's are used. So here is the example of movie. It's this movie named Sherni, released on OTT platform. In this movie, there is the main context is about eco-criticism in context of post-colonial critique and against the development. A very large number of developments are happening, but here I would to connect this example in the context of ecofeminism. So here Vidya Balan is cast the role of lady officer, and she is working in the forest to preserve the forest. So at that time, she may face many problems to work with the male, and some guys are not deal with her in a very we can say in a respective manner, or they may laughed on her and not taking her as a serious person. So and at the last she have to leave the place where she jobs, and she was transferred in a museum. So at the level we can say the ecofeminist idea, the patriarchy is working there, and against this type of feminine character, it's very hard to work with them in a very good manner, because those person who are wants to work in a good manner, they may face some problems. But if as a woman she wants to work in a good manner, so she may face some problems by the society and from the those who are in the power. So in this there is the one story, it's this movie is based on the tigress named Auni, and it's a fictional story with on the based of the real story. And in the right side there is the example of a book, Rape of the Wild: Men's Violence Against Animal and the Earth. In this book there is the both the concepts are taken as the exploitation of nature, and in the exploitation of women, the both are also given in this book. So when we are talking about the ecofeminism, and the eco criticism itself in this ecofeminism, at that time climate change is also the considered as the point. So there is a that's called the climate crisis is not gender neutral, as we have said. What is how can we relate with this ecofeminism? So we can see those who are landowners and those who are involving this kind of things like agriculture and other kind of thing, they have deal with those pollution related things. The women frequently have limited access to resources such as education, healthcare, and financial services. These disparities can make it more challenging for women to adapt to the impacts of climate changes, or to participating in decision making processes and related to environmental policies. So if a women wants to do some kind of agriculture cultural work, so there is a need of some money to buy some instruments, to buy seeds, to buy another things that is required in agriculture. But the woman has don't have these basic things to take part in this mainstream. So the climate change is not we can say the it's not a general neuter. There is we can also say the patriarchy itself is in. Uh, Now, in conclusion, ecofeminism recognizes the intervened operation of women and nature, highlighting the need for a more equitable and sustainable world. It calls for the profound shift in societal values, and challenging patriarchy, and advocating for the harmonious coexistence with the environment. Ecofeminism offers a holistic vision for the just a balanced future. If we want to come out from these kind of things, then there is must be the education is the ultimate solution to the things. If we have go back to the advertisement of this state government of government, and they show Mamta Banerjee's photos, we can say that those who are politicians, they also are not aware about this kind of feminist idea, and they are just using is the land and mother and this kind of thing. So the education, educating the women and the other or in a right manner, that is the ultimate solution to think properly in this kind of theory. This is the references that I have taken. Now I'm open for question answers.
Rajeshwari, in what ways do ecofeminists critique and challenge traditional system of patriarchy and their impact on the environment?
Camera is frozen. You adjust the camera.
Yes, please, slide down the link inside. Stream down.
Yeah, sure. Okay, as Riddhi asked, what ways do ecofeminist critique and challenges traditional system of patriarchy and their impact on the environments? So, those who are ecofeminists, they tries to bring out the idea of patriarchy and have its impact on the nature. So we can say there is a even when there is the context of nature, there is patriarchy is still there, and that's why these both terms are came together to reveal this kind of things, because the patriarchy also affect the nature in a way, and in the male dominance society. And when people are awake about those kind of things, at the time they may stop to talk the land as mother, and they may aware this is the land is not the mother or the father. Generally we have the term the man versus nature. Here we are using man in context of human. So we have this type of language barriers also. So people may aware about those kinds of thing, and they may think in a different manner.
Rajeshwari, how does the separation of ecology and feminism impact their respective movements and studies?
So, as Wrinkle asked, how does the separation of ecology and feminism impact the respective movement and study? So, if we are seeing before the 1974, these both terms are not comes together. But when one French writer uh, wrote a work named Feminism or Death, so at that time, these both terms comes together. Before that, people are not aware to think how can be these things can be together and affect each other. So after coming this term, people are aware to how it's affect the society and the social terms in a way. Thank you.